party. I think it was a 2014 party, which is Meek's birthday party. Meek Mill 2014 party. Where, you know, they're saying that the housekeeper or the person who was managing the house, the property, said that they found cocaine, bloody sheets, used condoms, and a bunch of stuff at a house that they rented for $25,000. It was at the Parisian Palace that they said Diddy rented to throw Meek his 27th birthday party. All right. Now that kind of heightened the rumors of people saying, well, shit, maybe Meek Mill was up in there scrambling and scraping. Who knows? Maybe that's where the pool video happened, where the fries are on his lap, where he looks kind of burnt out and stressed out in the pool. And maybe that's where he was saying to Diddy, he was fucking the gun and he was talking the. Maybe that's where that happened. Maybe that's where, you know, that video came from. Like, we don't know. So people started to talk after this came out. They said, whoa, this is even more proof. We don't know if you could say you're no Diddy gang after you allegedly was down, or you were around clearly when some of these Diddy wild parties went down. Meek Mill took to the offensive, and he needed to speak out against the fuckery. First thing Meek Mill said, he said, none of these publications are black owned. No, none of these publications are owned by black men posting things to destroy the names and brand of the culture. I'm gonna stand on this. I know it's somebody behind this. I'm gonna start a war behind it too when I find out. He later then said, just think about it. You're waking up to a bunch of black owned publication posting major lies about me. Where all the PR people? Where all the PR people go that was around me? Wait, is that like a rhetorical question? Where all the PR people go that was around me? Everybody see what's going on. I'm not gonna be quiet. It was war on black men. When I see Page 6 post something, it gives me a bad vibe.
Although controversy has always surrounded Meek Mill, the situation seems to be escalating with Sha'Carri Richardson involved, as serious accusations have been made against Diddy Combs, along with an explosive audio clip circulating online. Meek insists that the storm he's facing is simply part of a smear campaign designed to tarnish his reputation. Let's take a closer look at the situation and analyze the details.
Go back 2 years ago. They only posted good Meek Mill news. I know how these things work. Like what just happened with Mike Tyson. Show his ass out. Get him beat by a young white kid. Come on. It's a mockery, I'm telling you. Then he continued. Why nobody looking at the fact? Wait, hold on. Let me pause. Why nobody looking at the fact of who we consuming this news from? I went to ChatGPT. Yo, Meek is hilarious. Meek's answer to all of this bullshit is going to ChatGPT. He says, I went to ChatGPT. You know what's so crazy? He's complaining that the outlets that's reporting the shit about him are white owned. Who the hell he think made ChatGPT? A black man? So it's like saying, yo, I'm still going to the white owned outlets to give me information about the other white outlets that's talking shit about me, but I'm just gonna blame it on a white what? He says, I went to ChatGPT. None of these people are even Americans and close to the black party. These weak ass stories, this wasn't even Puff Party. It's nothing to be quiet about if you're smart. So he goes on to show this is about the party in question. And you know what's so funny? Meek just goes to Google and typed in Meek Mill birthday party 2014. At least we get to see how Meek Mill tweets and Googles. Okay. All right. And then this is him at Chat GPT. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm almost like impressed. Like, I'm wondering how Meek could sound this stupid when he's using Chat GPT and all these other things that are probably saying, hey, listen, let us think for you because you're too stupid. Anyway, Chat GPT tells him Page 6 is owned by this. Here we go. Look how Meek like, who owns Daily Mail? Yo, you know what's so crazy? Meek Mill using Chat GPT like he's solving a Rubik's Cube, like he's like solving cancer, like he's finding a cure, like he's doing some who owns Diddy.
Let's set the stage. The arrest of Diddy on September 16th sent shockwaves through the music industry. And, as often happens in such situations, past conflicts began to resurface. One notable example is a lawsuit filed earlier this year by an individual named L. Rod, who accused Diddy of sexual misconduct. To make matters even more explosive, an explicit audio tape linked to that case unexplicitly surfaced, dragging Meek Mill's name into the controversy, a development that has left me both shocked and enraged.
This Fed case, he was already getting sued by a lot of people. A dude named Lil Rod hit Diddy with a lawsuit and said he saw all kinds of crazy things while he was working for Diddy. Lil Rod's lawsuit brought up a lot of wild situations Diddy was in, but one of the craziest things was Lil Rod talking about Diddy allegedly hooking up Meek Mill and Usher. Meek Mill and Usher's names weren't in the paperwork because they were redacted, but everyone was able to figure out who Lil Rod was talking about from the jump. In the paperwork, Lil Rod said that Diddy was hooking up with a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj and an R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency.
Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper. 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. R&B singer. 6, redacted. Look, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency.
Meek Mill is the only Philly rapper who has a history with Nicki Minaj, so fans immediately knew that he was the one who allegedly hooked up with Diddy. DJ Academics read the paperwork on his live stream, and that's when Meek Mill started ranting about the situation on Twitter. Meek Mill clapped back at Academics and said that he can't wait to see him in person. Meek also tweeted that he would never do coke or freaky ass Molly, and that if someone approached him about gay activity, then the whole place would get flipped. People were already clowning Meek for the paperwork, but then he made the situation even worse for himself when he started making weird tweets about how much he likes hooking up with women. Meek blamed all the gay rumors on the media for trying to tear down black artists. Meek said that anytime a rapper was making hundreds of millions from their music, they either called him gay or a snitch. He also blamed the blog sites for paying to boost the post for the Lil Rod story because they wanted to discredit Meek for being a strong leader. Meek kept sending shots at Academics too and called him an alcoholic with no life who talks to kids on the computer. This wasn't the first time that Academics and Meek had problems though. Back in 2017, Meek got pressed with Academics because Academics didn't post about his new album. Academics was a host on the Everyday Struggle podcast back then, and he said that Meek's crew was sending him threats about how he was posting about them.
6 months ago, Meek had sent me a DM, him and the rest of the chasers. They gave me a little digital jump in. I like one. They said, listen, either post us this way or don't post us at all, right? Next thing I'm seeing, they were like threatening me. When I see him, I'm gonna give him a wedgie, I'm gonna slap him on. I'm like, oh shit, I think I'm posting them wrong, so I stopped posting them.
Then in 2020, Meek Mill said that Academics is canceled because he makes money off of beef that gets people killed and never gives back to the culture. Academics clowned Meek for talking tough on Twitter, so Meek responded and said he was putting a green light on Academics. Academics clapped back and said that he's not gonna let Meek bully him and send death threats, so he sent the green light message to the cops.
I'm just trying to tell you that, bro, like, I'm just not into being bullied. So if you got like some tough nigga shit that you have to do, keep it that way. Just stop snitching on yourself. Stop telling the world you're green.
Social media erupted with swift reactions, with users flooding Meek's notifications with accusations and mockery. One comment in particular caught attention. So you really stayed silent in the recording? A question many believe points to the possibility that the audio was either generated by artificial intelligence, AI, or heavily manipulated. Meek is allegedly implicated in what he describes as bizarre and completely out of character behavior. And in response, he has faced harsh remarks, with some calling him a victim of the situation. His reaction, I'm not sure, but I wasn't about to stay silent.
People, and just do what you have to do. Because right now, like, when you say green lighting, I send that to the police. I'm gonna be honest with you.
The beef cooled off after 21 Savage stepped in and helped him squash it. But Meek went right back to sending death threats after academics started talking about the Lil Rod paperwork. Meek also claimed that the whole thing was a conspiracy theory in the rap game to try and hold him down. Academics sent another shot and said nobody in the industry cares about Meek Mill's career because he already fell off. And after Meek's new EP came out, academics clowned him for barely running up 100 album streams on Spotify. Meek was getting so heated about academics, he started talking about pulling up to academics' crib and said he would die to shut academics down. Academics sent more shots back about Meek being a slave to billionaires like Michael Rubin and Robert Kraft. Then Meek cooled off and said that the governor of Philly called him about the situation. Meek has done a lot of work for prison reform after he got caught up in the case back in the day. People respect what Meek's been doing with that, but Meek still gets clowned for talking tough on Twitter and working with the government at the same time. After the Lil Rod paperwork came out, old videos of Meek started going viral. Meek is known for kicking it with a billionaire named Michael Rubin, and one time Rubin recorded Meek doing bunny hops on his tennis court. Everyone thought Meek bouncing around like that for a billionaire was weird. Meek tried to say that it was a game he started in prison because it was too hostile for money, but nobody was really buying it. Michael Rubin is famous for hosting a white party every year with a bunch of rappers and other celebrities and business people. And in 2023, people started clowning Lil Baby and calling him gay after a photo from the white party started going viral where Baby was hugging Michael Rubin and another dude. Diddy wasn't even wrapped up in his case yet, but 50 Cent was already trolling him over the rumors about Diddy hooking up with dudes. 50 posted the photo of Lil Baby at the white party and said, "See, this is why I don't go to no party Puffy and them at. The fuck is going on here?" After the video of Meek doing bunny hops for Michael Rubin went viral, Rubin did an interview and said that Meek doesn't have a gay bone in his body and that the bunny hops were Meek's idea.
Meek, I know that guy really, really well, okay? Everyone going around trying to say, and by the way, if he was gay, who cares? There's not a gay bone in his body. You guys know him. Like, I know him. I've been around him more than anybody. Talk about the bunny hops. Meek says to me at the beginning of the game, he says, "What do you want to bet?" I'm like, "What do you want to bet?" Like, I'm not generally I don't want to ever take money from my friends or bet money, but if they want to, he's like, "Let's do push-ups." I'm like, "Great, 50 push-ups, great." He's actually, "Let's do bunny hops."
A lot of people were calling Meek gay, and a comedian named Andrew Schultz even clowned Meek over the situation during the show in Philly. Meek said it was the first time he actually laughed at someone making gay jokes about him, but added that if Schultz said that to his face, he might swing on him. It also doesn't help that Meek has a history of saying weird stuff on social media and getting clowned for it. Like in 2019, Meek randomly tweeted, "This D good as hell." Meek claims he was watching the NBA game and commented on the 76ers defense, but fans obviously took it another way and the tweet resurfaced once the Diddy allegation.
Meek took to X, formerly Twitter, to express his outrage and disbelief over the situation, sharing a screenshot of his bombarded notifications. He accused bots and organized campaigns of orchestrating the sudden influx of attacks, claiming it wasn't just hate speech, but a calculated effort to discredit and silence him. "They're so skilled at manipulating these devices," he wrote, adding, "I'm not with who they are." While Meek didn't name anyone directly, his tone suggested he believed powerful forces were working against him, likely due to his success and influence. He continued, reflecting on his journey. "Like me, someone without a full school education, yet I gained worldwide influence and a different kind of education. My voice is powerful as a black man from the ghetto, heard around the world. They want it gone." He ended by asserting, "I'm a real king, straight out the trenches, under the control of no human."
So let me ask y'all a question right now. If Bow Wow came into this room without anybody knowing anything he did, and a group of females came into this room, who gonna get the females first, y'all or him?
This nigga, us.
If they don't know,
Yeah, he said they don't know who
they
Bow Wow
don't know
is.
who he is.
He's just Shad Moss from up the road.
Oh.
Yeah, nah, we getting
Who's
that
gonna
action.
get the females first?
Yeah, because Bow Wow did walk in this room, but he was Bow Wow. But no, Bow Wow is he have to like bat his eyes or something.
We don't bow ass.
Yeah, nah. No shade to Shad. No shade to Shad.
There's no shade.
No shade to Shad, but nigga.
Right. So if you can be a person who can show up you can show up to a place, and everybody here is paid to come in here and do what they do, of course you gonna miss that.
Yeah, man.
You going to a party and everybody is sex workers?
Nah, man.
You can pull anybody you want, male or female, to the bathroom and get a blowjob.
Yeah.
You gonna miss that.
Yeah, damn. All right, well, it's a drought then. It's a drought.
That drought make people crash out. So
It's a drought. What can you give me one celebrity you were surprised to see at a party in a way that you were surprised to see him, male or female? Like, you might have had an idea about him, then you see him like, there ain't no way that this person's doing this with that or doing this like that or whatever.
No.
Okay, yeah, he said, goddamn, I can't do that.
No. Like after my first like year of like being like working with like celebrities, I figured out what it was. I said, oh, so they all like this.
Alcohol.
Huh?
Does it always start with alcohol whenever?
No, a lot of them don't even drink.
Oh.
It's just them.
It's just come in like,
Bro,
I'm green.
so you got different levels but you got horny men and then you got real horny men. You feel me?
So, what's the craziest thing you've seen?
About animals. Well, animals.
Like the craziest thing that she was like, oh, nah, bro, I ain't, nah, bro, it's
walk.
So let's talk about Michael. Since we have you here, I want to hear about this person you call your friend. You said you knew him better than anyone towards the end of his life, than anyone, correct?
Yes.
Did he share secrets with you?
Of course. The most hidden treasure trove of his life is with me. But I have protected Michael up till now.
Up till now?
Of course. I've said nothing that has been inflammatory about my friend. I protected Michael. You see, when I had a meeting at the house with AEG officials, and they pointed to Michael, the guy who could not pay me for months after taking care of him. And they said that he could not pay for the popsicle his daughters were using, the toilet paper that they were using to wipe their private areas, that he was penniless. I was shocked. As it was that time when Michael came to me trembling and trying to get me away from the AG official who was Randy Phillips. I was shocked out of state. I should have just picked my bags up and leave had I been looking for money, but it wasn't money. It was about the love of Michael. I have suffered a lot, there's no doubt about it, but I don't hate Michael. Michael did not do me wrong. He did not want this to happen to me. Whatever happened to Michael when I was not there, it was probably his own misjudgment. And I believe that clearly happened because he was illogical, he was irrational, and he was in a withdrawal state from Demerol, which Dr. Arnold Klein was feeding him.
You said that he gave himself the drugs. You believe he gave himself the final fatal dose?
The premises cannot be breached. It wasn't breached. There was no one else in the house, in the upper chambers, but Michael and myself. I was away from him. The phone records shows that.
But again, I ask, shouldn't you have been with him?
No, because, that's a good question, because I gave Michael Jackson 25 milligrams of propofol over 3 to 5 minutes. All of the doctors, 7 doctors in the trial showed that there could be no propofol effect after 10, maximum 15 minutes by Dr. Rogers, which is what I told the police. If I give Michael Jackson between 1040 and 1050, 25 milligrams of propofol, the effect of the drug would be gone by 11. Okay. And if I monitored him beyond 1120,
you believe, according to medical standards, that you were reasonable
Absolutely.
With that. So you said you haven't shared any secrets of Michael's until now. Do you plan to? Is there something you want to tell us?
I would not share with you any hidden secrets of Michael. Not at this time. We don't have that in summary.
But how long are you going to be silent?
How long am I going to be silent?
Meek has consistently spoken about his rise from humble beginnings and the challenges he has faced as a black man in America. His statement that they want it gone reflects his deep belief that his success, along with the power he has gained, poses a threat to those in positions of authority. For Meek, his achievements are not just personal triumphs, but symbols of resistance and empowerment, which he feels certain powerful figures seek to dismantle.
We had took action into our own hands. I kind of regret doing this, but then I don't, because like that little lady thanks me every day. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter, I became like a mentor to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was just a bad circumstance, which just led to there's more darkness, you feel me? Because like, I didn't know that like they could come up with that much money to put it on me. I didn't know that. So after we found out what was going on, People came through spinning, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really trying to get up with me. And like, shout out to the Googlers, shout out to the Google gang. Oh no, shout out to them insane. So, yeah, but the guys rallied behind me, bro, and like, we defeated them. Oh, bro, we had some bloody days, though. You know what I'm saying? But we ended up coming out on top. They was bogus, though. And Fred, you a hoe. Oh no.
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah.
Right here. When you have a price on your head, how do you operate in that space? Like,
it's time to turn up. That's what we live for. Let's get it. Call the guy, let them know what's going on, and then now it's time to play ball. What's up? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when if you really in the field, if you really get in that water, if you really get wet, bro, like.
Is that a Chicago thing?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. My city, our heads fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, because if I go to other cities and states, like,
niggas own that, but
they own that, but they don't identify with that.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we'll get on that with you.
Yeah,
but we came to kick it.
Right.
You feel me? We don't even really want you to know that we entered it.
Right.
Where we come from? Oh yeah.
Everybody on that.
Bro, it's the most. I'm getting chills.
Hard pressed to find someone not on.
Bro, my city, bro. Think about this, bro.
If you think this is the first time such tactics have been employed, it's not hard to see why Meek would allude to the long history of slander campaigns aimed at successful Black men. Whether it's accusations of snitching, criminal activity, or questioning someone's sexual orientation, these tactics have been used repeatedly. The hip-hop industry, in particular, has a long history of controversies fueled by rumors, accusations, and deliberately media attacks. These narratives often target Black artists who reach a certain level of fame, as their success can be perceived as a threat by those in power.
We were talking about him contacting witnesses and how careless that was. Do you think it's because of this drug addiction that he has?
That's a great question. So I'll say this. Any man who I know who did ecstasy for more than 4 years straight, they all have a trans girlfriend right now.
They all got what?
Any man who done, I knew personally, who did ecstasy more than 4 years straight, have a trans girlfriend right now. And you know, you live in a false sense of reality when you always high. When he got arrested with a drug called TriniTEA, which is a mixture of ecstasy and cocaine.
Yes.
Now, you know, cocaine can cause impotence. Ecstasy counteracts that. So you're taking a combination of drugs, and you got arrested with it while you were under indictment.
Can't make it up.
Can't make this up.
Let me ask you, because the pink cocaine was found in Liam Payne's One Direction system, and they felt like he, you know, accidentally fell off the roof of his hotel. But have you seen anybody dealing with pink cocaine and what effects it caused? Do you even know?
Meek addressed this issue directly, stating that the two main attacks against successful Black men, being labeled as snitches or being accused of homosexuality while simultaneously making hundreds of millions of dollars from their music, are not coincidences. For Meek, these attacks aren't just personal insults. They are part of a broader pattern designed to undermine the success stories of Black individuals who rise to prominence. He views these efforts as a systematic attempt to discredit and dehumanize those who achieve success against the odds.
Be with underage people, you know, boy or girl. But it's like almost too many cases. What are your thoughts when you hear underage and Diddy in the same sentence of any type of contact?
People said the same thing about R. Kelly. You know, they said that there's no way it turned out to be true. What I've learned is, like the most, I've been to Billionaires Row. Like the most wealthiest guys I ever met have strange quirks, I would say. Like some of the richest dudes I know, you know, they like being tied up and things along those lines. And there are 150,000 unaccounted for children that cross the border every year that are unaccounted for. There is a certain level of darkness that comes with levels of high wealth, because Rook just asked me right now that I think that he could rape somebody. You know, these are people who are not used to being told no. And like, I know a gentleman who has a yacht, right? The yacht probably costs like $200 million. And there's an entire staff that stays on this yacht. They stay for 6 months, the other staff come for the next 6 months. So if you got enough money, you can buy a person. You can buy their time. So that's the level of what's going on.
Speaking of, we're gonna jump around this interview a lot, so we're gonna come back to things, but let's just stay with R. Kelly. You came up in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
You actually went to school with the victim that was on that tape?
Yeah, at Providence St. Mill.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, for what you know, because back in 2003, I think his case, he got acquitted in 2008, is because there was no victim.
Right.
From your knowledge of what you feel, why was the victim not coming forward in that scenario?
Money.
No, so we're talking about the 13-year-old girl on the camera?
14, man. Come on, man. Come on,
don't do him like that.
That's 13-year-old.
People gotta understand something. I grew up around this guy.
Yeah.
My uncle is his personal pastor.
Oh.
So,
one of the most concerning aspects of the situation is the alleged use of artificial intelligence, AI, to alter the audio recording. Meek's concerns about technology being weaponized to spread misinformation are far from unique. The rise of deepfakes and AI-generated content has made it increasingly easy to create false evidence that can seriously damage someone's reputation. The sophistication of these tools means that individuals can be manipulated or framed without any clear way to prove the material is fake, raising serious questions about the potential for abuse.
Company, I forget the name, it was a hard name for me to pronounce, but he pretty much won the lawsuit. But you know, it was explained that in these lawsuits there's a morality clause. Do you think that his battle against this liquor company could have been what set this off actually, or was this only inevitable?
Well, you gotta look at it. We all thought he owned Ciroc.
For sure.
He felt like eventually he would be able to get some ownership stake. He didn't. And these issues really started for him once he went after them. Because shortly thereafter, he sold Revolt TV. And anybody who follows him, Revolt TV was his baby. He worked hard on that.
Facts.
So once that was sold, I knew the end was near at that point. Because, you know, just like Gucci Mane, when he went to jail, he passed his artist contracts off to people who could hold them and fulfill the details while he was gone. That's what they do. They pass it off to people who can put it in a shell corporation. Because you can have a corporation that have an anonymous owner. So once I seen Revolt get sold, I knew the end. I knew there was going to be a tumultuous path for him, for sure.
Did you feel like it was Diddy's, or do you feel like he was careless towards leading up to this? Like, just, I know you had mentioned him, just the way he's moving, you know, he's even him coming to New York, lollipops. Do you feel like he was moving like very careless to where like, that's why you don't have a bond? That's why, you know, you weren't strategic enough in this whole thing?
Absolutely, because the agreement was that as long as his private jet wasn't in the same state as him, he would be able to stay on the street. The moment that jet came in New York, he got arrested. And then you got to think about it, like, they got him on audio, calling witnesses, trying to get them to change the story. That's extremely careless.
Yes.
It's almost as if he was using.
Meek's frustration with the technology was evident in his post, where he explained how bots could be used to harm companies or even influence political campaigns. The idea that a well-coordinated AI smear campaign could threaten an artist's career is particularly chilling to him. The potential for AI to fabricate damaging narratives with such precision and speed raises serious concerns about the vulnerability of public figures and the integrity of their reputations in an increasingly digital world.
Let's Google Yo Gotti's net worth.
You got it?
Oh, yeah, I'm pulling. Okay, they got it listed as 100 million.
Yeah, so if your net worth is 100 million, you probably have 50 million liquid capital. So let's put some in perspective.
Right.
Elon Musk is donating $45 million a month to Donald Trump's campaign.
That's wild business.
So in 2 months, he's donated Yo Gotti's net worth to Donald Trump's campaign. So that should give you some perspective.
Right. For sure.
I haven't really met many rappers with money. Like most rappers that I meet are living middle class. If you see them with the 200,000 stack, that's all they got.
Yeah.
For sure, that's all they got.
Why do we? Because this particular platform was built off of the love of hip hop and music.
Sure.
But it's hard to run a business off hip hop and music.
Yeah.
So why is it that rappers are so broke?
First and foremost, you gotta really think about it. Remember that song by Birdman? What did he say? I got everything in my mama name.
Yeah.
Come on now, that's just poor money morals right there.
Right.
And then most of us come from a street element. So, you can't just go down to the bank and buy $1 million house without getting indicted. So the rap game is entertainment. But I remember when the gangsters would take their homie who not a killer, but he can rap. This our rapper, we pushing behind him.
Right.
Now they want you to be a killer, a robber, a drug dealer, and a rapper. It's a flux in the game, you feel me? So like the jury.
Meek has been outspoken in his self-defense, but the reaction from the hip-hop community has been mixed. While some fans and fellow artists have rallied behind him, voicing their support and condemning the apparent smear efforts, others have taken a more skeptical approach. These critics are questioning whether there could be any truth to the accusations, leaving the situation divided and adding to the tension surrounding.
That's some funny shit to walk into.
Yeah, when I first seen it, I just walked past. I'm like, what the fuck you got going on? So I go to the refrigerator, I give him my
fully costume.
I don't know, man.
This wasn't a Halloween party. It don't even matter, but
this was March. This is not
Spring break.
They call themselves furries.
Oh.
Furry fetish.
Yeah, I quit on the spot.
I heard of that. See, yeah. How many? Because you said you have to go to the car lot. Like, damn, I'm gonna be in the car.
Yeah.
How many times you be like, I'm gonna just be in the car?
Yeah, so I really started making it my protocol. Like, text me if it get dangerous. I'm gonna come in and demonstrate. You feel me? But but you just get tired of bro, I don't want to see naked men, bro. That's my preference, though.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to have that preference. So you get tired of that, bro.
How do you handle being hit on?
Yeah, so that's another reason why I go to the car, because you can't be that guy at the gay party getting mad at the gay dudes hitting on you.
Right.
You at they function. So now you gonna be homophobic in here?
What?
You the jerk right now. You the clown. You at they shit getting mad. They try to see what's to you. Yo, dumbass.
Give me a take on the flack that Meek Mill has gotten throughout all this.
Yeah, Meek Mill's situational awareness is just low, bro. Like, that's all it is. But the man had his Amazon account hooked to his Twitter. He buying dildos and everything. It's showing on his Twitter, bro.
You can't do that.
Look that up. That's real. He just crazy, bro. Like, that's all it is. Like, you know, I feel like Meek is an honorable dude. He just kind of, he just don't be up to speed a lot of times.
Is that audio real?
He has stated clearly that he will not be intimidated, emphasizing his strength and resilience. I'm from Philadelphia and I don't drink Coke or crazy ass stuff, he said, making it clear that no one could sway him or manipulate him. He further joked about the absurdity of the situation, claiming no male or anything would ever approach me about homosexual activities, and that the whole scenario was so outlandish it would never even be considered in his circle. His defiant tone underscored his refusal to back down in the face of these accusations.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry and the headlines pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations, and the things that are coming forward with him?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. When that time manifests, then, you know, we'll speak about this, hopefully when that time comes. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this.
And it's incredibly sensitive.
It's extremely sensitive, and I think that people don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is, because an opinion can detrimentally affect someone short-term and long-term. And I just, from my own learning experiences and being through, you know, none of us are exempt from going through challenges and obstacles and trials and tribulations, some are way more intense and extreme than others. But I think at the end of the day, as we go through these things, we learn from them, and we also got to learn how to help people get through them. And that's the angle in life that I like to approach things from, because I know if any one of us is going through challenges in general, we do want some sort of help and guidance and support to not make those mistakes again.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. But a lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're gonna deal with the things that they're going through, you know, and I just wanna see the right end result for everyone.
Busta, those rings are not big enough.
They're not bling.
Let me see. What? That ain't bling?
No.
What? Every time I see you, you are rocking some serious jewelry.
Bling is shiny stuff. This is not shiny stuff.
No. Who is this?
This is called, the ancestors inspired us to invest in valuable stuff, not just shiny stuff. Bling is for those guys that
is timeless. Meek is unrepentant, fierce, and determined to defend his character from what he perceives as an unfair assault. His resolve reflects a steadfast commitment to preserving his integrity, refusing to back down in the face of what he believes are
audio, I can't confirm that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is this, like, the feds announced that they have a video of Diddy on camera assaulting a male sex worker. You see what I'm saying? So, like, if they making these type of announcements, bro, if they had anything on Meek Mill, bro, like, that's everywhere. Because he just got out of jail and then got off of probation, got a judge fired and all type of things. Like, so it's people who want to see him look bad.
Right.
So if they had it, it'd be out.
Now, you mentioned getting shot multiple times. Fought. You were also in a car crash.
Yeah.
What has been the most, you know, life-threatening thing that happened to you where you really was like, this might be it?
So, you know, I lost a lot of blood before, and I felt my body get cold. Like I felt like the tips of my fingers like getting numb, and like I felt like I wanted to go to sleep. And I said, "Oh shit!"
What situation was that?
The situation where I took my teeth out. The video I showed you.
Yeah.
Right after that, some more stuff had happened, and like.
Is that a shot in the face or what's that?
No. So I gotta see you another video. I'll see you another video. I'm gonna have to. I'll send it to you. Yeah. So like, I had some guys that kind of had ambushed me, and I ended up getting stabbed. And like, I didn't know I was stabbed though. But I got in my car, and I cut the heat on. I'm like, man, I don't normally. I'm like, man, I'm getting cold. I don't normally get cold. And I was like, damn. So like, when I felt behind myself, I said, damn, my seat wet. And I had been stabbed, and like, I couldn't drive all the way. You feel me? I was like, damn.
Losing blood.
Yeah, so I ended up having to call my mama.
You called your mama, not?
This dispute goes beyond just clearing his name. It's about standing up for himself and refusing to let others control his narrative. We've seen this happen to every black man, Meek said, drawing attention to the larger systemic issues at play. It's not just about him or Diddy. It's about the struggles that come with fame, particularly for black men in the entertainment industry. The stakes are higher, the scrutiny is more intense, and even the slightest hint of scandal can have devastating consequences for someone's career.
Recently, they just smoked a dude on the street, smoked him. And then they pulled his pants down and spit in his ass on the street outside.
Yeah. That's wild.
They taking it to a different level.
Does growing up in Chicago make every place really feel like a walk in the park? Like, and does it dull your senses when you go home?
Nah, I'll say this. If you go to any place and think it's a walk in the park, you a fool. So like, I feel like the real Chicago boys know that, all right, the level of violence here is not the same, but I'm gonna even be more on my P's and Q's now. Cause here, this the most anybody ever said hello to me.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like my Uber driver took me to a barbecue restaurant. He's like, "You're a big fella, man. You're not hungry?" I'm like, "Bro, I just got off the plane. I've been up 30 hours. I'm hungry." He said, Just hang out with me for a second. We pulled up, we bought the beef brisket out, and we went to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, very friendly.
Hey, damn, I'm liking Texas.
Southern hospitality, man.
It exists. But where I'm from, hell no. The Uber driver, they got plastic in the car. You can't even reach them.
Damn.
What? The man took me to a barbecue spot. He said, "You wait right here."
You wait right here. Here's the keys. Car running.
I said, "How much I owe you?" I cashed out $15. I'm eating the beef brisket in the car.
Damn.
I said, "Okay."
You know what's so fucked up about this? But it's like, people feel like it's, because it really is not that bad, but you have a nigga jump in the Uber car and just try to rob the nigga and shoot him for no reason.
Yeah, that's just that broke, goofy shit. Like, this the problem, bro. They made being a crash out cool.
Right.
Where I come from, you better get a job if you can't hustle in the street. Go to work. Come catch us after work. Like, a Uber driver, man, he not finna have no 100,000 on here, man. So you finna catch a felony to get a debit card and $50, you was a straight third.
Whether you believe him or not, Meek Mill's determination to stand firm in his beliefs is unmistakable. As the situation unfolds, it becomes clear that he is not backing down. Instead, he is using his platform to reveal what he sees as a coordinated effort to discredit him and others like him. His refusal to be silenced underscores his commitment to exposing the forces he believes are working against him.